Good morning. This is Dr. Bill White again, and I'm with the American Orthodontic Society, and I wanted to talk to you this morning a little bit about another uprighting case. I wanted to show you several of these so it give you some idea of a better idea of how to do these. Now, this young lady that I'm going to show this on came from Glen Rose, Texas, all the way into Hurst, and we did her orthodontics there, and she had both of her lower second molars came in, and one of them was just laying almost flat, and we started working on it, and then she had an upper right cuspid. It was stuck way up in there on the root of the right lateral, and I'll get into this and show it to you. And this young lady is in Glen Rose now. She's a hairdresser and takes care of people and takes care of my wife's hair. So this is years ago when we did this when she was a little girl. So let's get on with it and see. Here's her picture back when she was just a teenager, I think 12 or 14, somewhere back there. We started looking at this case way on early. You won't see it. Here we jump almost through the case, but this is 1977, but we were working on her, or looking at her and watching her back when in 1972, I believe. Anyway, we're close to finishing here, and there's nothing here other than just regular orthodontics, and we took out her first bicuspids, and you can see why in just a minute. And they're out, and we're pretty well finished, and this was a totally banded case. And we got the second molars banded, but we did not band the upper second molars, and the first bis are out here. Well, this is a very poor Panorex, and it was taken back in 1972, and you could see this developing back then. And the next Panorex you'll see here was in 1974. We knew there was a problem of crowding, and this is crowding. This is real crowded. Now this cuspid up here, this was the right side, is right on the developed root of the lateral. So the lateral was already developed good when this cuspid came up, and the lateral root is either lingual or labial to where the cuspid is. I couldn't tell. I didn't have these fancy x-rays back then to tell you exactly where the tooth was. But we sent her in and got her bicuspids extracted. The first bicuspids, we took these out. We had her dentist remove these for us, and so anyway, these are gone now, and the next x-ray is I don't know, a year or two later in here, and those teeth are missing. We thought that this cuspid would drift off, you know. It's got a follicle, you can see it developing around there, but we'll do the next x-ray, and the thing got worse. Seemed like all of this thing. And these 12-year molars just lay down up in here. So look at this 12-year molar. It has a follicle all the way around like that. And the next x-ray is already in. But what we did, we put a little tip in the arch wire here and brought the root over, and then it would start down and made room. And now in the deciduous tooth right here may have been in the way, and we got it out, and we opened this gap big enough to bring these two teeth into that. And you will see that on the next Panorex here, number 4. And so here, well, I thought it was bringing in here. We're holding this up, and it still hadn't gotten in, but you can see the follicle around this cuspid too. And this lateral root apparently is lingual to it, or the cuspids out on the outside. Now, I don't have a picture of it, or didn't tailor back and take a picture of this, but anyway, we started working on it, opening the gap, and the next x-ray, that's the one that's the cuspid is already in and everything, but we made space in here and brought that in, and the root of the lateral is still good. You can see up in there. And now these 12-year molars, instead of uprighting, this one just lay down. That's about as close to vertical, so as horizontal as you can get. Now this one got hung up underneath here. I'm going to go back and look at this x-ray behind, and the only thing I can see, this one came up and got hooked on this band right here, and it couldn't come up there, so the thing just lay over on its side. So you can tell this one got caught, but it didn't lay down as much as that one did. Now watch this second molar right here. I'm going to have to erase that, but I'm going to go back. I'm going to go forward, and we'll see. That thing came up, ran into that, and couldn't go past it, so the tooth just lay down. And this happens frequently. They'll come up and get caught. Now, if you see this coming, you can put a separator in between the gap like we would over here. Now, you could come in and put a separator in this area. You can pop it through and pull it through from the bottom and pop it up in there, and that'll shove this tooth back. Leave it in for, say, a week or two, and then take the separator out, and it'll usually come on up and get on this side. But I think we put something, let me go back on that and erase that. And anyway, we did put an uprighting spring. You can see we bonded something over on the side of the tooth and put this spring in, and it picked that up. And we put one in on this tooth. Now this is you would think, let me go back and show you where that tooth was. It's almost totally in a vertical, a horizontal position, and we hooked it up with that deal, and it's already part of the way out of there, and this other one is past, coming in, and the 12-year molar up above comes down. And if this runs into that tooth, do not grind it off, just keep prising up with your little spring. That's on the side of the tooth, but it looks like it's on top of it from this point of view, but it has to be on the side of the tooth. And here it is, and it's up further. It still looks like it's on the top of the tooth. And I think I've got another Panorex here, and there they are in there, and now wisdom teeth are coming in, and I took care of it. I forget, but I didn't get any pictures of this. Back then I was taking care of doing all the photography, and you'd be so busy sometimes you just couldn't get the pictures that you wanted to, and I never could get any of my assistants where they took pictures that like I wanted, and I would take pictures of the x-rays, just put them over a window back then, and you had to send them off. We didn't have all this digital stuff, which is wonderful. Now, this is 1977, and I think that's the last picture I've got. It is. And I thank you for watching, and maybe you'll pick up something from this. I have not shown how to straight up to upright a molar that is leaning, and then there's a bicuspid here in front, and you want to do a bridge and pull this molar up like that. I've got some cases with that we did that, but I don't have one in this group. But you'll see it is not a difficult thing to do, and I really feel like dentists ought to be taught how to do this. I mean, it doesn't matter whether they want to be orthodontists or not. Show them how it can be done, and they'll go get somebody else to do it. Don't be afraid they'll learn how to do it. If they do, hallelujah. There's more difficult, hard cases out there that go untreated than orthodontists or the general dentist or the people doing orthodontics or the pediatric dentists that are in ortho than we can ever do. Now, they won't get into the real raunchy adult stuff that's, you've got abscess teeth, you've got periodontally involved teeth, you have missing teeth, bridges, and root canals, and all kind of mess in there. But you can do so much orthodontically, and you can work on people to the, I guess, 90 years old. I know I've gotten in that. So I'm going to hush, and I hope you'll subscribe to our channel, and I hope this gets to people all over the world that can do orthodontics. And I thank you very much, and I'm going to say goodbye and close this out. Thank you now.